Here's a funny thing. A while ago I wrote an entire pretty long and detailed script about what went wrong in Bleach, about what caused Bleach to go downhill and lose a part of its popularity. I do wholeheartedly believe that Bleach has some serious problems that drag the series down, such as a back-to-back very similar rescue arc, the heavy usage of Deus Ex Machina aka the final Getsuga Tensho, the sketchy powers of Ichigo. Yet, that script never became a video. I'm somewhat proud of the script itself, to be honest, but something always felt off every time I was ready to record it. And it turned out the reason was that I simply did not care for any of those problems. I just didn't. I'm fully aware of them, yet they do not make Bleach any less entertaining, and that's because Bleach has always been playing around the concept of cool. Everything in Bleach is fucking cool. The character designs are some of the slickest and coolest I've ever seen. The fights are engaging and, yeah, you guessed it, cool. Rescue arcs are the best arcs in Battle Shonen. Absolutely nothing can top a good rescue arc. And Bleach has two of them. The character personalities and behaviors are fucking cool. The fashion sense in Bleach, my god. The concept of Bankai, when Ichigo says, BANG! Sky! I can only get so erect. I mean, seriously, can you think of a single aspect of Bleach that isn't straight up cool? Maybe a couple, sure, like some huge retcons, unexplained plot lines, continuity errors and stuff, but which long-running series doesn't have those, right? It does seem like Kubo cares more about giving a character some interesting abilities than making a fight hype, Bleach returning hype, than bothering with explanations. He's the type to draw an entertaining fight sequence rather than a compelling one. If you put Bleach under a microscope and try to analyze it, you'll find a bunch of sketchy stuff. Kubo really likes to make his antagonists overpowered as hell. It's cool to see Aizen toying with the captains, the visors, the Arankars, making fools out of them, but then how do you defeat a guy like that? Then comes Yuha, the same problem as with Aizen. How do you defeat a guy like that? Something second Bankai release, something an arrow. Do these make sense? No, but I sure as hell had a lot of fun when Ichigo used Mugetsu to slash Aizen like a watermelon. Not a huge fan of that arrow though, but the fight? Ichigo and Aizen teaming up against Yuha doesn't get any more hype than that. Even Ulquiorra pulled a sneaky transformation on Ichigo, which, by the way, just look at it. That was too much for the orange boy to handle, to the point where Kubo came up with another transformation for Ichigo himself, a full halification, better known as the Vasto Lorde, and just how cool does Vasto Lorde sound? Now, does the transformation make sense? I'm sure there are some data books guys who'll tell me otherwise, but it doesn't matter, really it doesn't. It looks neat, it sounds awesome, I'm hyped to see more of this Vasto Lorde. Wait, what? He never uses it again? The plot of Bleach is, you know, basically two girls get kidnapped and need saving, and an old dude wants to take over the world. There's a mystery here, and the characters are fairly decent too, but the aesthetics... I could stare at Kubo's art for a whole day. This is Ichigo's Bankai. These are the forms of the other Battle Shonen protagonists. Yeah, there's no competition. Ichigo's Bankai is the most stylish form in Battle Shonen. It's simple, but the design goes hard as fuck. Nothing beats full black with tints of red and this freaking chain. Add the hollow mask on top of that? Yes sir. The whole aesthetic of Bleach is terrific, but the character designs take the cake. The Gote 13, the lieutenant, their designs are so unique and straight up gorgeous. Rangiku being my favorite, I don't know why, but I feel there's just something about her hair. Each one has these distinctive accessories, from Byakuya's iconic hair clips to Kyoraku's chest hair, from Zaraki's jagged robe and hair bells to a fucking dog, from Shuhei's 69 face tattoo to Iba's mustache, from useless character to Rangiku's beautiful hair. It looks cool. Which leads us onto the main course, the fights. The fights are the steak of the series, everything else is just that pea-shot salad. You know you eat it because you need some greens, but I'd rather have some iceberg lettuce with that steak. The presentation of the fights is where Kubo stands out. Look at this panel of Zaraki Kenpachi's Bankai. A savage and beastly looking thing with torn up clothes, slouched figure and red demonic skin, ready to pounce on its prey, and when he does, it's over. Unless it's Unohana, where we get this brutal fight between two bloodthirsty individuals. No dialogue, just cuts and slashes and blood with every panel and every page. Two fighters enjoying themselves, the thrill of the battle, welcoming death. The way the panels flow into each other is fucking incredible. The presentation of the fights is Kubo's forte. However, the core, the fights in Bleach are just power-up contests, especially when Ichigo is the one fighting. A very blunt example is his fight with the one and only Zaraki Kenpachi. The fight starts with Kenpachi overwhelming Ichigo, mocking how he's unable to cut him. Then, after Ichigo notices that his friend nearly died, he's able to cut Kenpachi. But then, Kenpachi reveals that he was holding back and stabs Ichigo. But wait a second, Ichigo has a nice long talk with his sword, gets a power boost and completely overwhelms Kenpachi. But, ha! Then Kenpachi reveals he had a limiter placed on himself this whole fucking time and now overwhelms Ichigo again. But, Ichigo gets even more powerful and finally takes down Kenpachi. This is the structure of almost every fight in Bleach. Almost every fight. It's an exchange of power-ups, it's literally a dick measurement contest. You think yours is bigger? I wasn't even pumping blood in mine. Yet, the fights are sick, they're engaging and very cool. When Ulquiorra killed Ichigo, the guy who always overcame his obstacles, the main character, and we got the Vasto Lorde reveal, I wasn't thinking about how the fight had the same structure of who's got another hidden power-up. I was excited because of how cool it was. And that's really it. Ichigo fighting Grimmjow in Hueco Mundo was so wild that you could feel as though two beasts were trying to kill each other. I didn't care how Ichigo sort of got stronger for some reason and one-shotted Grimmjow. In hindsight, looking back at that fight, it's kind of, hold up, the power-up came out of nowhere, which ties into a common complaint about Bleach. And that's in regards to Ichigo's variety of powers, having literally every power in the series by its end. And it is a fair complaint, because while there are most definitely subtle hints that build towards this big reveal, they are so fucking subtle that you won't find them unless you specifically look for them. If you read Bleach for the first time or read it casually like most people would, you just can't pick them up. You would look at Ichigo getting all those power-ups and be like, what the fuck? And this is definitely on Kubo, not on the reader. It's a very similar case with Natsu in Fairy Tail. Big spoilers for Fairy Tail incoming, skip to this time if you care. The main character Natsu is introduced as a regular mage, with a flavor that he was trained by a dragon. However, by the end of the series, he turns out to be one of the most powerful demons to have ever existed. Now, same as with Bleach, there were some subtle hints to back up this reveal, but they were so sparse you just couldn't pick them up. It's not the reader's fault, it's the mangaka's. So what I'm saying is that I really wanted to talk about how cool Bleach is, and how aesthetically pleasing Kubo's art is. In my opinion, it's not a series that should be put under a microscope and be overly analyzed. It should be read or watched and enjoyed for what you see. Bleach returning hype? Bleach returning hype?